actually, you know what? Hold on a second real quick. There's no slide for this. This is just off the hip here. Obviously, everybody knows how much work it is to put together a competition like this, especially any homebrew club anywhere, right? So those of you in the club know that I'm going to give props to a specific person who's gone out of his way, above and beyond, bent over backwards, almost killed himself just trying to get this done. So I just wanted to give special thanks to Matt Hunsworth, our vice president. Yeah. He wouldn't make the slide for me, but I said I was going to talk about it anyway. So yeah, Matt, thank you so much. This would not happen without you, and we're very grateful to have you in the club, and we love you. All right, thanks.
All right. Hello? Oh, there we go. Thanks, Mike. Okay, real quick. Got to thank all our volunteers. As much as Mike gave me kudos for getting this happen, it's not a one-man job. So thank you, everyone that helped. Thank you, judges. Last year I made a big deal about 8 clubs helping us out. I should have kept my mouth shut because now it's been topped with 10 clubs. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, all the Florida area clubs. And I usually roll my eyes at statistics and numbers in these presentations, but I had to do one. First, I'm sorry. Here's all the clubs that helped us. So let me thank Brandon Bootleggers Homebrew, Central Florida Homebrewers, Cask, Hogtown, MASH, Saws, Special Operations, Tampa Bay Beers, The Villages, and Pub. Thank you guys so much for your help. Now, I don't like doing stats, but this seems like a really good thing for homebrew in Florida. 70% of our judges were guests from area clubs, which is not a number we've ever said before. It's usually reversed. It's 70 in-house, and that 70 accounts for like 4 people. So the fact that we had so many people help us out was worth mentioning, and I think it's just a really good indication that judges are starting to populate the Florida circuit again like they did 10, 15 years ago. 67% of our judges were BJCP or certified. That doesn't count for provisional judges, of which we had like 8, so that number would be way higher. And the same with our first and second round sessions. They were judged by certified judges, not counting the provisional judges. So I think this is a great indication of where judging is coming for Florida, and I think it's good for everybody. Before I start, there's someone I need to thank. I can't thank them enough for the amount of work they put in this year. If you bought raffle tickets, it's because of this guy. We had 3 of our major supporters back out on this year just because of the economics of the hobby, which I completely understand. When I kind of shared that with the club, one gentleman stepped in, said he could make this a local event, and he did, and he made an incredible amount of connections with local businesses, and we have this great raffle. And I think everyone knows who I'm talking about. It's John Sather. So John, come up here. This is from me. You save me so much work, and I know you spent a lot of time and a lot of gas at the worst possible time you could buy gas, and you went to so many breweries where you didn't get to have a beer. I hope this makes up for both of them. This is from me. Thank you so much for what you did. Here's slide 1 of who John contacted. Hey, all right, it's a party now. Slide 1 of what John was able to pull in for our raffle. I say slide 1 because there's a slide 2. I'm not naming them now because they have their moment in the sun, or their spotlight moment, we're going to call it, during the presentation, so we'll hear about all of them as we go. But thank you again, John. You saved the event as far as the raffle is concerned, and I think the event overall, so thank you so much for your work. And last but not least, special thanks to Ivanhoe Park Lager House. Yes. I don't think, and Mike can back me up, I don't think we've ever had a more cooperative partner of where we've met and had our events than we've had at Ivanhoe Park Lager House. So we cultivated that relationship last year and just expanded on it this year. And it's just been a wonderful thing working with them. They've been so accommodating. We can work around everything that our weird schedules, HomebrewCon being dropped in the middle of everything. It's been fantastic. And I believe that is it, although we'd have some more special thanks to come. And now on to the awards. I'm going to turn it over to Christy.
All right, this is the part you've all been waiting for, your investment, your beer, your taste buds in some cases. Okay, welcome to the 2026 Hot and Humid Awards. He has the clicker, so I'm watching him. All right, let's start with our first category. Beer. So, of course, standard American beer with 11 entries, sponsored by Hops Direct. Let's start with our bronze. Rick Terrio with Faye Terrio from Cask with their beer. Sean can't name beers very well, but mine is not much better. Rick Ultra. Rick, we're going to have words when we talk. All right, with our silver, Edward Kmet from Cask with the American Lager EBR Ed's Blue Ribbon. If you are here to come and get it, our awards are right up here. Come on, get them. That was Cask. All right, and the golden standard American beer. Dave Fetty with his cream ale. Entry name, Bob from Brewers Anonymous.
Dave, I was talking about your cream ale.
All right, our next category. International Lager with 10 entries, sponsored by Sideward. With our bronze medal, Max Firth with Jeremy Pittman. Urban Sombrero from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver, Mary McLeod with Dwayne McLeod from Treasure Coast with Jasmine Zen. Then with the gold, Faye Terrio with the co-brewer Rick Terrio, south of the border with the International Pale Lager from Cask. All right, our next category, Czech Lager with 11 entries, sponsored by Mission Barbecue. All right, with our bronze, Alan Kent from Hogtown. That's exactly what the moon would say. With the silver, Leonard Yusuf with the Check in the Dark from Palm Beach Draftsman. And with the golden Czech Lager, Dwayne McLeod with Mary McLeod from Treasure Coast. Blimp 33. 83. Blimp 83. I was thinking Blink 130. Okay. Anyway, next category. All right, Pale Malty European Lager with 7 entries, sponsored by Rockin' Brews. With our bronze, Travis Ammons from Brick City. Josh says this won't win a medal. Oh, you said this. Oh. Josh is picking up for Travis. All right, with the silver, Dave Snow with Dave's Hellas from Central Florida Foam Brewers. And with the golden Pale Malty European, Ian O'Keefe with Double Fest from Brewers Anonymous. Our next category, Pale Bitter European Beer with 5 entries, sponsored by Celebration Brewing. With the bronze, James Monroe from Pub. Dial K for Kolsch. With the silver, Nate Kramer from Brewers Anonymous. Kolsch. Okay. And with the golden Pale Bitter European Beer, Aaron Schaefer from Pub. Pilstadt. Hey, Aaron got a medal. Yay. All right, our next category. Well, maybe I should take the remote. Next category, Amber Malty European Lager, sponsored by Red Light, with our bronze, Dave Kristen from Miami Area Society of Home MASH, Smokeplexity. With the silver, Christopher Dibble, Smoked Up from Cask. And with the golden amber multi-European lager, Robert Bellani from MASH with the 30 Roush. All right, our next category, Amber Bitter European Beer, sponsored by Tactical Brewing. With the bronze, James Monroe from Pub, Ready or Not. With the silver, Travis Salmons, Brick City Brewers, Vienna waits for you. And with the gold in Amber Bitter, Chris Sheridan from Pub, The Hills Are Alive with the smell of malt. Our next category, Dark European Lager with 11 entries, sponsored by BJ's Brewhouse, BJ's Restaurant / Brewhouse. All right, with the bronze, Dave Snow with Dave's Dunkel from Central Florida Homebrewers. With our silver medal, Dave Kristen, I'm too lazy to name this beer from MASH. If we have one more Dave, we're all playing the lottery. All right, with the gold in Dark European, Frank Ferber, may the Schwartz be with you from Central Florida Homebrewers. Accepting the gold for Frank Ferber will be Dave Snow. All right, our next category, Strong European Beer with 6 entries, sponsored by Orange Blossom Brewing Company. With the bronze, Adam Reynolds from MASH with Gdansk Nights. With the silver, Dave Fetty with the Schnetter later. Brewers Anonymous. I swear, sometimes y'all just name these so I have to say them. All right, gold in Strong European, Jesse Johnson with Pale Rider from Cask. All right, our next category, American and German wheat beer with 4 entries, sponsored by the Homebrew Store in St. Cloud. With the bronze, Matt Hunsworth, the Super Bowl guy looks like Graziani. To be fair, he did. All right, with the silver medal, Graziani with St. Vitus. I feel like that's so fitting. Yeah, I should have said the winner is the Super Bowl guy. All right, with the gold in American and German wheat beer, Robert Bellany from MASH with Wheat Thins. All right, our next category, British Bitter and Pale Commonwealth Beer, sponsored by Hearts Homebrew. We have 9 entries in this one. With the bronze, Kit Lindsay, What Was I Doing Again from Special Operations. A question I ask whenever I enter a room. Now silver, Ron Minkoff with This Water Has Beer in It from Hogtown. And with the gold in Pale British Bitter, Aaron Schaefer, Proper Tidy Pills from Pub. Aaron, I would like to tell you that you made me slow down my pacing so I didn't mess that one up and say something inappropriate. All right, next category, Brown British Beer, 7 entries, sponsored by Rock Pit. With the bronze, Matt Hunsworth, almost as good as Guar's cover of Pink Pony Club, which I have to listen to on a daily basis. All right, silver, Claire Caruana from Saz with an English porter. And with the gold in British Bitter Brown, John Malati with Go Hogtown Brewers English Porter. from Hogtown Brewers. All right, our next category, Scottish Ales and Irish Red Ale. There were 9 entries, and this is sponsored by 1010. With the bronze, Fay Terrio with Rick Terrio, Tilt Your Kilt from Cask. With the silver, Edward Kmet with Cask, going regimental. With the gold in Scottish, Jason Breckling, We Wants the Redhead from Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, Irish Stout with 5 entries, sponsored by Amaretti. With the silver, bronze, sorry, not awarded. I'm going to go on Psychic Friends Network. Okay, with the silver, Thomas Mabry from Jacksonville Ale Exchange with Fat Man. With the gold in Irish Stout, Rick Terrio with Fay Terrio, Small Black Duress from Cask. All right, our next category, Dark British Beer, which is sponsored by Park Pizza. With the bronze, Lilu Funkenbush from Hogtown, Dwarven Stout with co-brewer Dylan Turpinen. I said that pretty good, okay. All right, with silver, Wade Smith from Brick City, Base 3. I am taking that remote. Jumping the gun. All right, with the gold, Mike Thompson, Baby's First Milk Stout from Brewers Anonymous. Do I need to take that away from you? Okay. All right, our next category, Strong British Ale, sponsored by Shadow Hive. Woohoo! All right, with the bronze, we have Dan Morrison, Sir Kenelm Ale from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver, we have Fay Terrio with Rick Terrio, Falling Rocks Ahead from Cask. Fay and Rick are going to have to clear a wall. All right, and with the gold in Strong British Ale, Bob Walker from Pinellas Urban Brewers Guild, Hair of the Dog. All right, our next category, Pale American Ale with 10 entries, sponsored by Whale Pod. With the bronze, Chris Newmer, Wonder Wharf, Brewers Anonymous. I feel like this should be like the Emmys or the Oscars. This is Chris's first Hot and Humid award. He was previously nominated last stuff we did. Okay, silver medal goes to Rob Rutledge from Pinellas Urban Brewers Guild with Poolside Protocol. And the gold medal in Pale American Ale, Matt Hunsworth, Skull's Not Dead, Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, Amber Brown American Beer with 5 entries, sponsored by Fermentis. With the bronze medal, not awarded. All right, with the silver, Bruce Cataldo with Anthony Cataldo, Muddy Waters from St. Augustine Homebrewers Club. And with the gold in American Amber and Brown Beer, Bob Weeder with Joy, Cali Uncommon from Central Florida Homebrewers. Accepting the medal for Bob Weeder will be Dave Snow. All right, our next category, American Porter and Stout with 7 entries, sponsored by Spike. With the bronze, we have Chris Sheridan from Pinellas Urban Brewers Guild, Midnight Shadow. With the silver, Paul McDonald with co-brewer Jamie Lee from Sea to Shining Sea from Hogtown. And with the gold in American Porter and Stout, Mario Natera, Palanique from Brick City. See, aren't you glad y'all sat up front now? All right, next category. American IPA. 8 entries sponsored by Milwaukee. I'm sorry. It's just a trigger thing. All right, with the bronze. James Monroe from Pinellas Urban Brewers Guild, Trailhead IPA. With the silver. Me! Thank you. This beer I absolutely can't drink, but it's called a cute name. All right, and with the gold, Chris Johola from Zithos and the Three Seas from Saz. All right, our next category is Specialty IPA, 7 entries from Lallemand. All right, with the bronze, John Stelben with the Amity Island IPA from Jacksonville. With the silver, Graciani with co-brewer Rob Reeder, the Magic Man from Brewers Anonymous. And with the gold in Specialty IPA, Wayne Queen from Cask with Rye Knot. All right, our next category, Hazy IPA with 5 entries, sponsored by our own home venue, Ivanhoe Park Lager House. With the bronze, Wade Smith from Brick City Brewers, Synergy. With the silver, Eric Rodriguez, Cloudy with a Chance of Beer from Brewers Anonymous. I'm gonna take it away from you. You've had too many beers. You cannot do this. Now I gotta remember which one to put. And with the gold, Kit Lindsay, second time around from Special Operations. On top of it, I forgot there's a delay. All right, for our next category, Strong American Ale with 6 entries, sponsored by Hops Direct. Extremely generous this year with a lot of their donation. With the bronze in Strong American Ale, Kevin Mernan, John Sather made me do it from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver, Nate Kramer, Let's Get Lit from Brewers Anonymous. And with the gold, Ken McCord, co-brewer Kenny Mack, Muzzle of Bees from Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, sour beer, 4 entries, sponsored by Windermere Brewing. With the bronze, not awarded. With the silver, Jeff Hartman from Hogtown with Heavy Equipment Operator Beer. With the gold in sour beer, Buddy Greer with Here Goes Nothing from Jacksonville. All right, our next category, Belgian Ale and Belgian Strong, 8 entries, sponsored by Home State. With the bronze, Greg C. Bassett from Saz with Saison de Chateau d'Eau. I don't know, I took Japanese in high school. All right, with the silver, Jeff Daniel Smythe with Saison It Isn't So from MASH. With the gold in Belgian Ale and Belgian Strong, John Stelben from Jacksonville Ale Exchange. I Saison. Our next category, Monastic Ale, sponsored by Rockin' Brews. With the bronze in Monastic, Chris Johola, 4 times the fun from Saz. With the silver medal, Greg C. Bassett, Double Deux from Saz. And the gold medal in monastic ale, Mark Mullis, No Club. Quad. Mark, if you're watching, join a club. All right, next category. Historical beer, 6 entries, sponsored by a la carte. With the bronze in historical beer, Mary McLeod from Treasure Coast with Domovoy. With the silver, Bob Walker from Pinellas Urban Brewers Guild, Reinheitsgenot. And with the gold, Amanda Kent. I'm betting on the long shot from Hogtown. Our next category, American Wild Ale with 7 entries, sponsored by Runabout Brewing. With the bronze, Corey Miller with Jennifer Miller, called Draft Party from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver, Brian Stulak with Sauvage Forager from Pub. And with the gold in American Wild Ale, Daniel Smythe with Freeze Peaches Dead from MASH. Our next category, fruit beer with 14 entries, sponsored by Tactical Brewing. With the bronze, Mike Thompson with co-brewer Katie Moyer, Tropic Like It's Hot from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver, Jennifer Vonderwell, Peso in My Pocket from the Hangar 41 Brew Club in Fort Myers. And with the gold in fruit beer, Buddy Greer with Salty Shores from Jacksonville Ale Exchange. Our next category, spiced beer, 13 entries, BJ's Brewhouse and Restaurant. With the bronze, Dave Snow with Magic Mushroom Maple Blonde Ale from Central Florida Homebrewers. With the silver, Jesse Johnson with Horchata from Cask. And with the gold in spiced beer, Kevin True with co-brewer Avery Cahill, Szechuan Saison from Hogtown. All right, our next category, smoked and wood beer. 6 entries, sponsored by Orange Blossom Brewing. With the bronze, Anita Rogers with co-brewer Bradley Mitchell from Saz, My Love Has Wood. With the silver, Max Firth with Honeybird from Brewers Anonymous. And with the gold medal in smoked and wood beer, Graciani, Parabola with Vanilla, Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, specialty beer, 4 entries, sponsored by the Homebrew Store in St. Cloud. With a bronze medal, Kevin True with co-brewer Ann Lane, Dark Heart Ale from Hogtown. With the silver, Mike Thompson, Emerald Strike from Brewers Anonymous. And with the gold medal in specialty beer, Corey Miller with Jennifer Miller, Citronaut from Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, mead. A lot of bees throw up a lot of honey for this category. All right, so let's start with traditional mead. 12 entries, sponsored by Hearts Homebrew. With the bronze medal in mead, traditional mead, Indy Greer, High Five from Jacksonville Ale Exchange. With the bronze, Austin Brown, Fire in the Hole from Brewers Anonymous. And with the gold medal in traditional mead, JJ Ocampo with Drone Corpse Aviator, Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, fruit mead with 9 entries, sponsored by Amaretti. With the bronze, Leandro Brito with Bill Bellamy from Cask. With the silver, Ryan Robinson, Cherry Blend from Saz. And with the gold medal in fruit mead, Bill Carley, gotta support the team, from Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category in mead, spiced mead with 8 entries, sponsored by ShadowHive.com. All right, with the bronze, Paul McDonald with co-brewer Jamie Lee, My Big Fat Greek Wedding from Hogtown. With the silver, Charles Bernhardt, Panty Dropper from Pinellas Urban Brewers Guild. And with the gold medal in spiced mead, Bill Carley, Creamsicle, Brewers Anonymous. And he's not even here to get it. Oh. All right, our next category, specialty mead. There were 10 entries, and this is sponsored by Fermentus. With the bronze, Austin Brown, the Morrigan from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver medal, Lucas Clues from Cask, Florida Man Shenanigans. And with the gold in specialty mead, JJ Ocampo with Graciani. Some to look at, some to love from Brewers Anonymous. All right, our next category, cider. Our first subcategory, traditional cider and Perry, 5 entries, sponsored by Spike. If you haven't gotten a chance, there is a $100 gift certificate from Spike in one of those. So, I'm sorry, Ryan, I had to tell people. All right, our bronze, thank you, bronze in traditional cider and Perry. Amanda Kent, Hey Bozos from Hogtown Brewers. With the silver, Adam Reynolds, Perry Mason from MASH. And with the gold in traditional cider and Perry, Bruce Cataldo with Anthony Cataldo. Marry Me Apple from St. Augustine Homebrewers Club. All right, our next category, fruit cider, sponsored by Milwaukee. With the bronze, Ryan Robinson, BUBR Pog from Saz. With the silver medal, Molly Breckling with Jack's Dragon from Brewers Anonymous. And with the gold medal in fruit cider, Jamie Lee, Tropical Depression from Hogtown. All right, our next category, spiced and specialty cider. We had 4 entries and sponsored by Lallemand. With the bronze, Nate Kramer, Apple Pie a la mode from Brewers Anonymous. With the silver, Tony Puno, Forbidden Orchard from Cask. And the gold medal in spiced and specialty cider, Leandro Brito, Taste Bud Shocker from Cask. All right, now I'm going to turn it back over to Matt for our special recognition awards.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the point, and I need those as well. So this is the point of the awards where we recognize some people that went above and beyond to make this all happen. We're a little pressed for time. In fact, speaking on that, if you haven't gotten your raffle tickets yet, you may want to consider getting them. We're going to rush into our raffle a little faster than we planned, but with that announcement out of the way, so special recognition awards. So first off, Behind the Beers Awards, this is awarded to the person, or in this case, people that made everything possible, and as far as pulling flights, organizing beers, getting everything to their judges, refilling waters, crackers, you name it. Basically our cellarmen and our stewards on steroids. And it's something that I asked for in the beginning of the season to help me get through this because it's too much for one person to coordinate everything and do that. And these guys stepped up big time. So this year's Behind the Beers Awards is jointly awarded to Bill Carley and Jason Breckling. And along with your certificates, I have a 4-pack of the Pineapple Habanero Mead from Zymerium, which is one of the best things made in Orlando. So Bill will get his when he arrives. He's actually at Zymerium. And there's a little bit of irony that I bought these with Bill sitting behind me at Zymerium just the other night. However, okay, moving on. So, Key Ingredient Award. Everyone knows what goes into judging. You have your set up the tables, the beers are pulled, Wi-Fi connection, everything that goes into that. Now, what's that? Okay, sorry. So, where was I? Okay. This person does everything that you don't see. Where does lunch come from? Where does the trash bag you need to throw everything away come from? Where does I'll use today as a example, where do the raffle tickets come from that you forgot to grab when you left the house? So to kind of blow that lead, the key ingredient, the person that has been behind the scenes not only this year but years before and needs some recognition is Christy Hunsworth. And the good news is I didn't get you the Pineapple Habanero Mead. I'm sorry, yeah, I guess that's the good news. The bad news, well, the better good news is I got you Brewed, a bottle of Brewed. The bad news is I used our debit card to buy it, so you basically bought it for yourself. Hey, last but not least, the Over Attenuation Award. After doing this for a few years, I had trouble coming up with names until this one came up. Over Attenuation, when your yeast get out of control and do more than you expect them to do. And most of the times, or at least hopefully most of the times in a good way. This is to the person that is here sometimes before me, shortly after me. He leaves when I do. He's only here to judge, but you can find him doing absolutely everything. Pulling tables from this corner to that corner, chairs setting up, helping judges, doing everything you can possibly imagine. And the most common phrase out of his mouth during the entire judging sessions that I host is, "What can I do?" And the Over Attenuation award goes to David Fetty. So, that one too. So I understand you were introduced to a waterless mead recently in Chicago, so we got you one of Zymerium's waterless Loganberry meads. And if you want help opening that at your house one night, we're available. All right. So thank you everybody to help make the entire event possible this year. We added something this year that we did not expect to take off the way it took off. We added a label contest. We figured we'd get like 10 to 12 people. Most of them would be in our club. We had, I think, the better part of 50 entries, if not 50 entries. This was one of the hardest things I've ever done in beer competition, and I've been judging for years. In fact, so much that we had to narrow it down to a group of honorable mentions, which we'll talk about first. Now, the winners, just so everyone that's listening, because the winners might be listening, there is Grog Tag gift certificates. They're going to be emailed. I did not send the emails to Grog Tag yet to not spoil the surprise, so they will be coming. You'll be awarded your gift certificate. So give me a few days after this is all done. We'll get it to you. But now on to the awards. Again, hardest thing I think I might have done, and we started off with some honorable mentions. Ken McCord's Hunger Site Lager, Tom Liskin's Le Chat via La Miao, and Michelle Hernandez Peachy Blinders are honorable mentions. And that's just the start. We still have 3 more to go. So now for the actual award winners. Third place, I love this since the moment I downloaded it from our Google Drive. Artificial Ignorance by Eric Rodriguez. I think he's here. Eric, I'll get you your gift certificate through the email. Second place, Austin Brown with It's Not Christmas Until Hans Falls. He spoke to his audience. There were some 80s kids judging this. And then the first place winner, I think this was the only one that was unanimous from the get-go. Everything else was, I did this at Nate's house to give you a little behind the peek. I thought I'd be there for dinner, judge this, and get out. It's like, by the time we were done, I was like, can I take a nap on your couch? I've been here like a long time. But this was the one I think that was unanimous across the board. Sir Pumpkin Noggin by Tom Leskin. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you, everybody that entered. I did not expect this to take off the way it did, and it could be something we certainly do again based on that. And with that, we go on to Best of Show.
Can I have the remote? Thank you. This is like at home. Can I have the remote? All right. So let's go to Best of Show, Mead and Cider. All right. With the bronze, Bill Carley with Creamsicle from Brewers Anonymous. The silver medal, Jamie Lee with Tropical Depression from Hogtown. And the gold medal, Best of Show, Mead and Cider, Bill Carley with Barry Mead. So gotta support the team, Brewers Anonymous. All right, our Best of Show beer with the bronze. Oh, honorable mention, Aaron Schaefer. Proper Tidy Pills from Pubs. You got stuff. Hey, Ron. All right. With the bronze, Kevin True with Avery Cahill. Sichuan Saison from Hogtown. With the silver medal in Best of Show, John Stelben, I say on from Jacksonville. And with the gold medal in Best of Show beer, Buddy Greer with Here Goes Nothing from Jacksonville. All right, let's talk about the heavy metal brewer. With the bronze not awarded, Bill Carley and Graciani both tied at silver with 3 medals each and 7 points. And the gold medal, heavy metal brewer, Buddy Greer with 9 points. Heavy Metal Club. In bronze, we have a tie between Hogtown with 13 and Pinellas with 12, 24 points each. In silver, Cask with 32 points. Do I want to build the tension, or do I just want to go to it? Okay. All right, with this, the gold, Brewers Anonymous with, I would like to note that all of the male members of the club are going, 69. Okay, all right. That is it. Thank you so much, and we will see you at First Coast. Come and check us out at Taste of Central Florida. It's going to be a great event. Give us about 5 minutes. We'll give it about 5 minutes or 15, and we will start the raffle. So please, please, please put in your last-minute tickets or get some more from Molly, and we will go into our raffle. Thank you very much online.